So you are welcome to my healthy food place, where we share ideas and recipes on how you can stay healthy naturally. I am Grace Enyamali, Gracious Grace. And so today I want to talk about sleep problems and solutions. Yes, you're welcome. If you're just coming, you can just kindly say hi. Let us know that you are here. Sleep problems and the solutions. I like to, first of all, try to define sleep. It's not my way to define it, but I thought while ruminating on this subject, let me also find a way to define it in my own way. If you ask me what exactly is sleep, I would say that sleep is a natural state of unconsciousness. Natural, mark the word, natural state of unconsciousness with a view to being conscious a few hours later, after or later. And that is to say that it's a natural thing. It can also be induced. That's talking about sleep. And when we want to look at the origin of sleep, how it started, the first time I heard of sleep was when God was said to have thrown Adam into a deep sleep. That was my first time. And then the woman was created. But we're not going to that, the theology today. But what exactly is sleep? And why are we having sleep problems? And what are the ways out? Now, we have seen that sleep is a natural state. It's actually a gift. That is, in furtherance to that definition, it's actually a gift from our Maker with a view to refreshing the body. You know, when you wake up from a good and quality sleep, you normally feel refreshed. You know, your brain, your digestive organ, all parts of your body receives some kind of newness. That is one of the things that sleep does. And so, but today we are having more sleep problems, even than ever before in the history. Do I have it? I do, my dear. So if you are going through sleep problems, you are not alone. There are people that are actually prone. There are people that are at risk. Let me use the word. I like to use the word. People that are at risk of, sleep issues. And I'll just highlight those people. A good number of the people are the elderly, the seniors. They always have sleep problems. And again, women are, to me, seem to be more in that list of seniors. Maybe because of their special body makeup. Then, the sick people, those who are, sick, either they are bedridden or going through some form of ailment or health challenge, they are also, okay, my brother, Uncle, you are welcome to the house. We are talking about sleep problems. Thank you for that comment. So where I'm saying that, those of us who are going, if you are going through sleep problems, you're not alone. I've been through it and occasionally still do experience it, So it's nothing for you to get worried about. Earlier when I had that problem, each time I experience it, I usually feel very, very worried. But the ugly thing about it is that when you get worried about not sleeping, the problem increases. Yes, it increases. But when you relax, maybe you have a knowledge of what happened. It's exactly what I normally go through these days. If you knew what made you not to sleep, then there will be no need to worry. You will just hope to fix it the next day. That is always what happened in my case. So the case of getting agitated, getting irritated, having anxiety feeling, getting very worried that how am I going to come out of this? I've had a lot of people too, including men. That's why I say it's not only women. I've seen highly educated people who are, medical persons who are going through sleep problems, and they actually contacted me. Somebody directed them to me. Not as if I myself, I don't have it. But the reason why I'm able even to assist people who are going through it, because I've been through it and been able to be helped, let me say help myself, be helped by God. So if you've not had a problem, it's difficult for you to solve it. If you hadn't had it before, you wouldn't even know what it feels like not to sleep. If you ask me, not sleeping, keeping awake several nights is one of the worst form of ailment. If you agree with me, you can comment below and say, I agree, mommy or mama, anyhow you choose to call me. You can just comment and say, I agree, because this is what has been true. Because once you have not slept, you can't walk. You can't be happy. You won't have appetite. You won't like doing anything. So it is something that I don't wish for anybody. And that is even the more reason why it seems to be the subject that I talk most here. One of the subjects that I talk most, because it's frequently occurring. Yeah, thank you so much for that comment. And so, you see, it's frequently occurring. Even before this life, it's also in response to comments on this YouTube about sleep. So instead of replying one person, people sending messages on sleep, instead of replying one-on-one, it's time again to go live, because I cannot be attending to everyone. So it is important for everyone to be relaxed if you are experiencing it, because it's something that so many people have been through. It is something that a lot of people are still going through. And so you will be out of it very soon as you follow us. And so having defined it and thrown a few light on those who will have it, not that as if this is exhaustive, because there are still a long list of people, like the menopausal women. I talk about the sick persons. Menopausal women who are having poor blood circulation, and most elderly because of dietary restrictions. When you are restricting diet, which is normal with elderly people, the seniors, the brain's ability, the serotonin level begins to drop. And there are serotonin foods, which a lot of kaolin foods, serotonin foods, which a lot of us are already avoiding because of age, because of health status, and several other things. And so because of all these things, we are avoiding a lot of them. For instance, most of the animal food proteins, because we say it is going to clog arteries, it's going to cause high cholesterol, it's going to be, causing heart problems, heart attack, and the rest of it. And by the time we are avoiding all of it, gradually, lower and lower serotonin levels continues to creep in until you discover that one night, while others are sleeping, you are just awake. And just like a joke, it's 4 a.m. and you hadn't slept. That's exactly what we're talking about. And the longer you stay without sleeping, please note this point down, because it took me many years to understand this point I'm making. It took me a long time, but I want to tell you just right now. Now, the longer you keep without sleeping, the more difficult it becomes for your brain to connect with sleep. And so that is saying that we shouldn't worry about not sleeping. It's not to say that you shouldn't do something about it. Worry as in being agitated. the moment you didn't sleep one night, you should just take note that the body is already on a flight mode. That even the cortisol level and everything will be very high. So because the body is already on a flight mode, even your blood pressure, your blood sugar, everything will be running haywire. And so what are you expected to do? First of all, the moment you notice that, okay, there are a few other things. The list is actually long. I just remembered one now, and that is eating late. I'm trying to, kind of assume that we all know these things, but how can? There are a few persons who still may not be so sure, who are still eating very, very late meals. Not to say that you shouldn't eat. Let me make that point clear also. Now, if you haven't eaten since morning, and maybe you are held up somewhere for one reason or the other, and you happen to get to maybe 6:30 or 7:30, after resting, having your water, maybe whatever, nothing stops you from having something in order for you to have a good sleep. But it is what you are having that we are talking about, the nature of what you are going to take, that matters. And so you can still have those whatever, but ensure that, you selectively choose the food you want to eat, so that you don't place unnecessary pressure on your organs when they ought to be resting and sleeping. And so if you eat late, heavy meals, oily meals, starchy meals, you put a lot of work on the body. It may keep you awake without any reason. If you are also too hungry, because people are so dietary conscious, and so when it's time to go, I was in this particular point, this second point, for so many years. When I was, working on weight, I was weighing over 120 something. That was over 18, 19 years ago. So I'm always eager to lose weight, but I was not doing it the right way. I even posted a video, I think this morning or yesterday, on weight loss, because I also talk a lot about it. I was trying to lose weight, desperately want to lose weight after nursing and come to shape, but I was doing the wrong way, starving myself. Sometimes I won't eat at night and all of that. And when I don't eat at night, I won't sleep. And when you don't sleep, your body is already on a flight mode again. And so you begin to battle how to manage fat, how to manage sugar, how to manage a lot of things. And a good number of times, you end up with inflammations. That's what you're going to end up with. And some of these inflammations, someone seeing you look bloated, they think you're fat. Some of them are not good fat. When you look someone is looking like so fresh, so youpy, and so, sometimes it's not fat. It's not a sign of wellness. The person may just be bloated. Maybe there are hidden inflammations. And so if you have kept awake for a night because you didn't eat, that is also not good. That's why I tell you the truth, you must have something. Because it is during that night that the body tends to build. The body builds and repairs organs. I was in this mess. I call it a mess. In the night I won't eat. Somebody said, drink so thing and go to bed, it will burn fat. There are still so many of such stuff online. So when you are sleeping, it will just destroy all the fat. What of the organs that need to be built? The dead cells that need replacement. What is the body going to be using to do that? So I wasn't considering all of that. So trying to do that, I ended up keeping awake, but not anymore, because I got the secret, and that's what I'm giving to you. And so not eating too late and heavy meals can keep you awake. And then keeping hungry also, for whatever reason, is also able to keep you awake. Then another point that can also keep people awake is poor blood circulation. Remember that before, addressing any problem, my method, my style is to find out the cause. So it's not, you don't expect that you just come here and I start downloading the solution to not sleeping. Not so, my dear. The first thing is find out first the cause of your not sleeping. A lot of the times when you say you didn't sleep, people say you are thinking. When I tell you, 80% of the time is far from thinking. Most of the time I had it wasn't thinking. Some people say you are worried, you are thinking. It's not thinking, it's not worry. Esther there with me, you are welcome. I just saw your comment now. Hi. So it's not even thinking, it's not worry. Sometimes you don't know. But me these days, after clocking 60, most of the causes is poor blood circulation, then nutritional deficiency. Now, if you hadn't had poor blood circulation, nutritional deficiency, and then poor hydration, these are the major things in my own case. Nutritional deficiency, if there is an imbalance, maybe because I have had one thing in excess. You know, this is Africa, this is Nigeria. Sometimes you just eat what you have, what is available, and so you just eat. If you are hungry, anything you see, you eat. So by the time you finish eating and you're on your bed to sleep, especially that dinner, that is when your body goes for a kind of stock taking. Those of you who are in accounting, you understand what I'm saying. The body goes to take stock of what is in the house. The one for the bone building, they discover that it's not there. They go somewhere in the body to go and get it. That is what you are here. Many of you don't know. I've come to realize the body will just like human beings cheat one another. That's how our body cheats itself. So when it cannot find the nutrient that is needed where it's expected, it goes somewhere where it shouldn't be taken from and take it in order to survive. It's a battle for survival, my dear. Everybody wants to survive. The body is like that. And so by the time it goes to that organ and collects that thing and use it, and you are still not bringing in maybe sufficient protein or whatever, you start taking from there. Over time, you start to have lack in that side. And before you know it, symptoms, and you say you are sick. And that's why I say most of those things will cause sickness and disease. A good number of them are merely nutritional deficiencies. Either there is something in excess in your body, or there is something in short supply. And so this is one of the major things that makes me these days, anytime I experience it, then the last of it is even stress. But that one is under our control. So if you are stressed, either physically stressed, there's too much stress in this country, in case you don't know. Ordinary going to on generator off and on is enough stress. If you on the generator, you must go and put it off. So these are little things that could be stressing you. When your body ought to relax, you still have to be doing some other. Good afternoon, my coach. Yes, Ngozi Amadiogu, you are welcome to the house, my reverend. So what I'm saying is that, so all those little things could be causing our body not to connect when it should. So when our body wants to connect to sleep, something seems to trigger it. And then over time, we start experiencing sleep problems. And then other things also that cause sleep problems is eating foods that are not complete in amino acids. You can put these things down. So I have personally noticed also that there are sometimes you say, no, I don't want to eat animal protein. I'm managing cholesterol. This is the case with many people. We have been told. And a good number of people, they don't even bother whether their body is going or working with it. They just work based on what they heard online. That somebody said, you should not eat animal protein, you should not do this. They start working on it. And by the time you eat rice and beans in the morning and eat something plant-based in the afternoon, maybe in the night, you are not sleeping, you are wondering. Maybe all you need is egg. I'll be telling you about serotonin foods. Egg is one of them. 1 or 2 eggs is not too much. I have had people who were going through this problem. I mean, men. That's why I say it's not only women. Women have it, but men do too. A lot of men do. I've chatted them up. So he was having it for a long time, about 45, 46 years old young man. He'd been on it. Why? He wasn't eating eggs. was told egg is high in cholesterol, which I agree. But when he came for this chat, I investigated his diet and said, there's no egg in your diet. He said, yes, that he had not eaten egg for like 7-8 months. I said, no, that's why you're not sleeping. So, honestly speaking, he said, according to him, he said that night, by 11 p.m., he went to take egg, not that he doesn't have egg, and boiled egg and ate. That moment, do you believe that I slept that night, as late as it was? Which means the body had been yearning for it. I wasn't told, he didn't tell me that he was going to do that. But out of desperation, not sleeping, it calls for a lot of concern. So he wondered, why should he have egg in the kitchen? A crate of egg, and he's been avoiding it. Okay, since this woman said egg can help, why don't I just go there now and take one, even though it's late? He did, and guess what? It worked. He woke up feeling very happy and refreshed, and wondering how this could just be lying in his kitchen. And that's the case with a lot of us. The solution to our problems, some of them are within our premises already. Some of them are already within our very reach. But all we need is knowledge. We need education. We need enlightenment. And that's exactly why we are here. And so, the sleep, when you have identified the cause of your own not sleeping, it could be one or more of these things already listed. Either poor serotonin levels, poor blood circulation, menopausal issues, maybe health issues. It could even be high blood sugar. The list is endless. Do you know that high blood sugar can keep you awake? Do you know that high blood pressure can also keep you awake? Sometimes the blood pressure is high. Maybe headache has not joined it. So you are not aware that the blood pressure has risen above normal and you are awake. So that's why I said the list continues, is endless, and why sleep problem is even becoming more and more these days. And so what is the solution? First of all, find out the cause. But I'm going to give you general, because we don't intend to be too long in this life. That's what I can share. I don't intend to be too long. 35, 40 minutes is okay. So what I want to say is that, first of all, stop that too much avoiding. This is a general kind of suggestion, I'll call it, because I can't force you to do any of these things. So the first thing is, if you are avoiding too many foods, you need to have a relook into those lists, because sleep itself is medicine. Yes, don't let anybody deceive you. It's a gift from God. I started by defining sleep and the origin and where I first found it. My first hearing of sleep, I told us, was from the Bible, the book of Genesis. And so I am telling you that stop those avoiding this. Don't eat, don't take milk, don't take meat, don't take egg, don't take fish, don't take this. If you are doing that, or you have just started doing it, you are creating room for insomnia if you are not going through it yet. And if you are going through it yet, then begin to return some of those foods, because they are the reason, the amino acids in those foods that is needed to come from those foods. The essential amino acid that you need, complete amino acid you need for your body to fully utilize every other thing, may be in those foods. And a good number of them are from animal origin. I have also personally, found out this to be true. And that's why, as much as possible, I try to include the animal protein, fatty fish. These are the things that helps the brain. And then healthy fats. Then the number 2 thing that is going to help to improve your sleep is to include the right kind of fat. Cold pressed coconut oil is particularly good. But I know a lot of us are afraid of saturated fat, including myself. Very high content. But if you can manage to sneak or smuggle a drop, maybe you are going to church. That's what I do most of the time. You are going to see how you'll be dozing all through in the church. That is exactly what you notice. Empty stomach is best on empty stomach because of the saturated fat content. It's a brain food. There are foods that are brain foods, and a good number of them are in the fat category. Beef is a brain food. Many of you are no more taking it. And so, something like avocados, walnut, most of them are good source of omega-3 fats. This omega-3 fat is also very, very important. And so you need to include these fats. Even peanuts, that is becoming very, very disturbing when you take too much. It's a brain food. It's a sort of vitamin E. If taken in moderation, it helps to calm the brain to sleep. And then others like pumpkin seeds, particularly good. As a matter of fact, recently, I was like getting too much of, it seems I was taking too much of peanut, because I noticed if you take too much of peanut, there will be poor blood circulation, you have inflammation, you no go sleep safe. So I decided to do a kind of shift to pumpkin seed. Honestly, the first day I took it, I slept like a baby. The sleep was deeper and different and very fast. I didn't have to be lying down for some time before I slept. So sometimes you make some dietary changes and modifications. If you notice that you're not sleeping, it could be one or more of these causes. And the next thing to do is to just check out on some of those foods. Some you have abandoned for long. Low calcium alone can make you not to sleep. You are not aware of it. Calcium is an electrolyte. Just like I talked about sea salt recently. How sea salt in warm water can make you to sleep. Stop that, all those urination up and down. A lot of people are experiencing it. Occasionally, I do go through it. After taking water in the evening, the next thing is urinating up to like 3 times before the full-fledged sleep comes. There's nothing wrong with urinating, but if it's too much, it disturbs the sleep, the flow of the sleep, and not only does it disturb it, it begins to give you a cause to worry about because of kidney, because of diabetes, because of prostate, because of, a lot of things. So that is why we need to, set our eyes on anything that interferes with our sleep. So I noticed that when you take that just little sea salt, as an electrolyte, it seems to activate, to electrify every other thing in your body. You don't have to worry about blood pressure. I'm being frank with you. It won't do that. But if you must take it, you must take it very little. Just a little one to test it. Just a little drop of sea salt into your tongue with warm water before bed. Don't worry. It's something I know. It's not going to. It balances the electrolyte. Those with blood pressure that is so low, it's going to bring everything to a balance. If it's too high too, it's not going to. As long as you do not have too much sodium already in your blood. Because too much of processed food, if you are consuming too much processed food, it can cause you to have too much sodium already existing. And so if you're already having too much sodium, you may be concerned about anything about salt. But I tell you, most times it's not even the right kind of salt that some of you are consuming. It's the refined table salt. But I'm talking of the sea salt, natural sea salt. And so it can help to balance your electrolyte and help you to sleep. It's something I tried this recently and it worked. I made a video on it. You can also go watch it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're coming this way for the first time, and to join our membership also. So I'm saying that it can balance all of these things and supply your body with little minerals that are needed in very small amount, including for your heart. But when they are not there, nothing seems to work. Those little minute micronutrients that are found in sea salt with over 82 nutrients, over 82, including to support your heart. Have you noticed that when it's past 7 p.m. and you know you can't eat anything, sometimes even when you take water, it seems to like trigger a cough. I've tried a lot of things. You try something with citric acid like orange, it seems to trigger a cough. I've tried to take something like a lot of things, moringa seeds, apple cider, it seems to trigger a cough. The body has already switched off. But there is something that never triggered a cough each time I tried it. Not an everyday, and that's the sea salt. So the subject is not about sea salt, but it's one of the food that helps you to sleep, to balance your electrolyte, and then stop frequency of urination, and then help you support your digestion. Very important. And if you haven't tried it, you can give it a try. Most of the time also, poor digestion contributes. One of the biggest problem or challenge of seniors is not having, poor digestion. And that's why I talk about the papaya seeds, that occasionally we need to bring it in because of the fiber, because of its digestive aid. So if you are taking it, for instance, just a little, when you suspect that your stomach seems to be heavy, you seem to have eaten very well during the day, and you suspect that maybe the sleep is taking longer, you just get yourself a flask, warm water by your bedside, and just drop one small sea salt. I don't want it to look as if you are drinking salt. You can even put it in your mouth. And the beautiful thing is support your teeth. We need to protect our teeth. Support your teeth. The mineral in it is needed by your teeth. So that's this thing. So I suggest that you also give it a try if you're having problems sleeping. Then at other times also, it could be poor blood circulation. We have circulatory foods so that can improve. Recently, I was actually taking rosemary. And each one that you hear of on internet, you don't just rush and begin to take. Rosemary, if you take it, it can trigger your blood pressure to start to rise. In case you are just somebody is just trying to jump on it. My blood pressure is usually very low, normally low, so I don't feel worried to take rosemary tea, but in moderation, because it also lowers blood sugar. And the thing about all of those teas is that most of those teas, they are deficient in magnesium. And it's magnesium that I preach that most of the seniors should have their eyes on. If there is any nutrient, any supplement, any other nutrient that I think we need more, seniors, as we get older, it's magnesium. Yes, things are changing. So you need to have something, and the sea salt is a source of little amount of all these things. So you can try it. You can try circulatory drinks that won't give you acid, don't have acid, because all those things with little vitamin C, if you take it after 7 p.m. before bed, it's going to trigger something like cough. Water is even worse. You can't take green tea. Though some people say that taking it depends on your age, but those over 60, I don't know if they are taking it, but if you are taking it, you can drop a comment also. Drop a comment and tell us what you are drinking. If you are taking green tea to sleep, let's hear from you, because I'm almost rounding up. Green tea or black tea, or which of the foods that you are taking. Yes, you've been listening to me. Let me also learn. So I'm waiting for your comment, please. Oh yeah, your comment. First to comment. I'm waiting. If you are not commenting, you can tell us if you are following or if you are gaining. Then you make a comment, say you are following. Okay, you just joined. We've said a lot. Then who else? We're talking about sleep. You can still go watch it. So we're not going to be repeating the whole thing. At least the beautiful thing is that you can still go and watch it. Yes, after the live, you still have the chance to watch. But if you have a comment or you have anything on the subject on the table, you can do well to drop that. If there's something you're drinking that is helping you sleep. There is another thing that I want to share that is also that can help you. Cold pressed olive oil. Now, sometimes the sea salt may not even be what you think you need. Maybe you need something like fat. My battery is warning me already. That's why I told us we no go stay long. So the thing has been giving me issues, this battery or whatever. I don't know whether it's battery or charging, I don't know. It's really giving me stress. So what I'm saying is that the sea salt may not be what you may want to take after some time. Of course, I can't tell you it's every day I take. Sometimes I just sleep off. Sometimes you feel you don't even need it. But at other times also, I take cold pressed olive oil. Before now, we used to be coconut oil. Some of you have been following me. But I noticed that the older we get, the more cautious we must be with all this saturated fat. Whether it's good fat or bad fat, you must be aware of it. Because of what? Your heart. So the cold pressed olive oil is something I noticed that sometimes also just a little in the cup. It's not up to half cup full. Just a little on the tongue and just down. It's enough to send you to sleep. Just try it. Write this one down and try it. Whether it's blood pressure or whatever. Make sure it's cold pressed and it's a good one. There are too many fake olive oil. Make sure it's a good one with the normal profile of olive oil. So if you think you need food and you can't eat, you can't drink all those caffeinated teas, all those stressors, you can give your brain the food that it loves. Healthy fats from cold pressed olive oil. Just a little. Sip. It won't feed any disease. It's good for blood circulation. It's going to aid digestion. It's going to support your heart health because of the presence of vitamin E. It's not going to, cause constipation for you. I'm talking of the cold pressed olive oil. It's going to help your bowel, to your colon to move. In the morning, you will notice an easier bowel movement when you take that one. These are the things I've experienced. Not every day. There are several other things, including the massage, including exercises, but we cannot exhaust them now. I already told you, I'm getting a warning already here. So you do not have to. There are so many other things, but the ones you have to do on your feet, some on your hands, in order for you to sleep. If you try one and it's not working, you may try the other thing, because what may be causing you not sleeping today may not be the same thing that's causing you not sleeping tomorrow. For instance, there was a night that I think recently was very, very, it was a very stressful day. And I knew that it's going to take the body time to relax, to settle down, to calm down. The body takes time. I had to support it with something which is not usual with me, and that's magnesium, so that it calms down quickly, or else it's not going to calm down. It's not going to unwind for like 1 hour. Others will be sleeping. Your body is yet to unwind, most times because of the absence of magnesium. It used to be calcium all the time, but it seems that as we get older, something seems to be superseding that. Calcium is still needed, but this magnesium for our heart, little other minerals. And then there is also another aspect, another thing that a lot of us are ignoring, and that is the red drinks. A lot of people don't take red drinks to strengthen the heart. Some of us are only familiar with hibiscus flower tea. You must explore other red drinks. Red drinks are good for the heart. Most times when we are not sleeping, the heart is not in a good state. That's my own experience. If the heart is pumping well, in the best state, most people will sleep naturally. For seniors, if you're not sleeping or it's taking longer, find out exactly why. Okay, my friend have just commented, what of taking cold pressed coconut oil? Like I said before that, cold pressed coconut oil, I was taking it. You know, if you watch some of my videos, before I clock 50, after 50, but since I clock 60, I only use it. Or if I want to take it, I take it very early in the morning when I'm going to church after water therapy. So I know that I'm going to move, I'm going to dance, I'm going to do other activities, just little. And it's going to sustain me and I'll look fresh. The energy of the saturated fat will keep me. I won't look, if there are any candida, it's going to kill off. My tummy will look flat. But if it's at bedtime, I've stopped the coconut oil at bedtime. Honestly, I don't like, I tell you the truth. The only oil that I go for now at bedtime is the cold pressed olive oil. Very little. Because age has a role to play in all of this. So when you take some of them, you will be taking them and getting away. Like I do tell us, some of the people making videos, saying a lot of things, I do watch online. 10 years after now, they may not repeat that thing again. There are some of them I said, like I'm telling you this one. But I tell you, several years after, I seem to be seeing things differently. Yes, that is exactly what I'm telling you. I seem to be seeing things differently because the body is changing. You cannot be comparing your body of 60 years with someone who is 45. Things seem to be, still looking up and could be eating and doing a lot of things and getting away. But for you, 65, 63, 66, 70, and so it continues, must be very cautious with our heart. This is the engine house. You see this place? That is it. And there are some exercises that I want to share with us, but not today. Maybe through a video or through a short or maybe through another live. I want to share with us also, which I do practice. Sometimes when you just practice before time, you just start belching. Start belching. After belching, you sleep off. That's to tell you that the exercise that you did, right on, it worked. And there are some that can help to prevent things like stroke. Those who are suspected, if you suspect, you could wake up with a stroke. I have some exercises that I'll be sharing with us some of these days that you can do before going to bed, while on your bed already. You don't need to stand up. You can just do it and just sleep off, so that to avoid accidents in the morning, because most of them happen in the morning. Why in the morning? Because it's that morning the weather is cooler, the blood circulation is slow. That's my own finding. Like sometimes I notice some stiffness in one of my hands. If I've used it in cold water so much the previous day, when do I normally notice it? It's early in the morning because of the too much usage, especially my right hand. I use it a lot because I do most of these things myself. When after using it, maybe I wash clothes, I do some other kitchen stuff. At the end of the day, maybe the weather is cold. The next morning, towards that early morning, notice it. But I notice that when I wrap it with clothes, I sleep up or use ginger oil to rub it. You don't know that you can rub ginger oil. You better go and get ginger oil, essential oil. Now that rain is coming, ginger is very expensive now. So most of the ginger they have, I don't even understand them. They are not looking like our usual ginger, just like garlic. So get a good ginger essential oil for blood circulation. So when you notice that your one side of your body is stiff, you just have a drop. It could be 3 a.m., it could be 2 a.m., it could be 4 a.m., it could be anytime. Just put a little drop of the mint. You don't need to start scraping ginger or looking for ginger powder or what. Just a little drop. It's what, and use it to massage your both hands. You don't need to rub it anywhere. Massage your from your hand is circulating all over your body. The heat. And then if there is any blockage, any place that is trying to block, because that what leads to stroke. And most of these things are common when the weather is cold. So when you do it, it's going to send heat, and the heat is going to circulate all over your body and open the blood vessels, and blood starts moving. So there will be the risk of stroke will be reduced. The risk of arterial blockage will also be reduced, because when all those arteries are blocked, you don't know which one that could be blocked. And so that is it. You just have to be prepared, especially as the rain is coming. So I didn't have most of you commenting. I don't know why. Is it that you're not understanding the teaching or what? Because I want to be rounding up. I received the warning already from my phone. We should have stayed longer than this. But if you want us to have another one shortly, you can also drop it in the comment. Say, that you like the subject and wish it continues. If I get 1 or 2 comments like that, I'll give you a promise. We'll come and continue it 2 days after. But definitely we need a break today. So drop a comment if you like us to have kind of a follow-up session on this, to enable you also interact and comment. I'm waiting for your comment, or else I draw the curtain here. I'm waiting, or else we call it a day. Drop your comment if you like the subject we talked about and you want a continuation, or you are just okay with it. All right, so I want to thank you all for coming. I want to appreciate you. It's been a good one. There are still more to talk about. We haven't finished everything. But so far, thank you all, and keep staying healthy naturally. Bye for now.